Hello there, welcome back to another video. Welcome to another fragrance review. Today we are going to talk to you about Pendora's Eau De Blanc. We are going to talk about this particular fragrance, its scent profile, projection, and if it's a good alt of another popular fragrance. But all about that in this particular video. But much before that, it's getting hot, it's getting humid, and we need to find some more summer fragrances. I hope it's not as bad as it's here in Bangalore, but nonetheless, we're going to find out a good amount of summer fragrance in the days to come. But let's get started with this one. You're watching the Perfume Experience. My name is Rodney. Let's get going right after this intro. Alright, so welcome back. So first of all, this is from the house of Pendora Scents, which is from the same house of Paris Corner, and this is called the Eau De Blanc. Now this is the box that it looks like. Very basic, very beautiful, color combination, white grey kind of a box. It's got some basic writing written up, some barcode and Pendora Scents here, but mostly this. And the box should remind you of the popular fragrance we're going to talk to you about today, or rather it might already remind you, but nonetheless, the bottle is this way. So this is a clear frosted glass kind of a bottle, white, transparent or opaque type of a bottle that just says Eau De Blanc, and the cap is plasticky. The bottle is good looking, okay, and the sprayer is good as well. See, the sprayer is decent, not the best I would say, but definitely decent, okay. But most importantly, the perfume, okay, we are going to talk about the fragrance and we're going to find out how it is, right? So it smells nice, okay, so refreshingly good. It's a nice citrusy opening. It's got a little bit of a sweetness to it, although I would like it to be a little more sour, but then it's a little more sweet. It's definitely refreshing. You get a very good jolt of energy when you kind of put the fragrance on, and that's something very nice, especially if you like nice citrusy fragrances, okay, especially something like a yuzu lemon, or if you like citron, or if you like a lemon type of a citrusy type of a fragrance. This is really good. The opening of it is fantastic, right? So that is one good element of this particular fragrance, followed by a lot of green herbaceous kind of things. You have a lot of green elements. You'll have a little bit of those floral elements as well, but that opening with that citrusy green elements is really nice. That's something makes this particular fragrance really appealing and energetic. And then this particular fragrance follows up a little bit of those floral notes. Like I said, you have something like blue lotus. You also have some sweet elements like cinnamon. You have cardamom, and then of course you have earthy elements like vetiver, musk, amber, some woody notes as well. But then you also have a lot of those spicy elements like coriander, those kind of things. But then what you kind of get is, if you look at those note breakdown, or if you look at a scent profile point of view, it's a very refreshingly sweet, citrusy, floral, green, herbaceous kind of thing, with a little bit of that earthy notes like vetiver and musk, and a little bit of ambriness, but mostly a very refreshing, citrusy blue kind of a fragrance, okay. I wouldn't really say a blue kind of a fragrance, but mostly citrusy, musky, green, herbaceous type of a fragrance, and it does well in terms of the scent profile. Now in terms of projection, I would say this is a soft kind of a scent, because it does roughly about 2 feet or so. And then in the lasting part of it also, it is not a great story, in the sense to say you will get decent performance for about 3 to 4 hours time, and then after that it is very skin close. But you will find it on apparel for about 6-7 hours easy. Even in Bangalore heat and the weather, it does more than 6-7 hours on the apparel. But on the skin it doesn't do much, because it kind of makes you nose blind as well. So whenever you put it on your skin, you will get to notice the fragrance for about 40 minutes to 1 hour, 1 hour 15 minutes, and after then it starts to go down. It becomes more linear in its scent profile. After the 3.5-4 hour mark, it becomes really skin close, but you can reapply it and it can definitely be a refreshing kind of a fragrance, okay. Now what is this an alt of? Now if the box doesn't give away that information, or the bottle is not a copy, but the box is definitely a good copy of it. This is an alt of a very popular fragrance from the house of Issay Miyake, and I'm talking about L'Eau de Issay. So this is the L'Eau de Issay Perfume, which I reviewed a few days back, and I told you it's a compliment magnet. Now when you compare this, or this is basically the alt of this particular fragrance. Now in terms of the bottle, like I said, they've done the same frost kind of a bottle. The bottle design is different, but the element or the way the material they have made it look like is something like this. Now when you put on the OG L'Eau de Issay, what you get is a very strong bitter type of a lemony opening, okay. You get a very strong citrusy opening, but it's not sweet. It's more spicy, it's more raw, it's definitely on the sour side of things and not the sweet side of things, but whereas this is more sweeter is what I kind of feel. But other than that, if you look at that element, or if you take that element out, after the 20-30 minutes time in the air, the kind of smell really like that, almost alike. The only difference is this is a little more punchy. I feel the projection is a little more longer in this. It projects for about 2.5 to 3 feet at least, and it definitely lasts longer. So you get to understand, or the fragrance has been on my skin for about more than 3 hours plus, and lasting is between 4 to 5 hours, whereas this goes off in about 3.5 4 hours. On the skin, you will definitely get about 7 to 8 hours easily. So that has also been a good thing of this particular fragrance. The other element is there is a little bit of a transition that happens on this particular fragrance, where the citrus opening to the green and the woody vibe is something that you will notice very much, or you can feel it slightly, at least on this particular fragrance. On the alt or on the clone, that is Eau De Blanc, you don't notice that much. It's a more of a linear type of a fragrance, right? So that is one clear element to consider. But this 125 ml tester is about 4,000 rupees. At that price point, if you consider this 100 ml, you will get for about 1,500, which is extremely low pocket friendly kind of a fragrance to consider. And there are not a lot of popular Middle Eastern houses making an alt of Issay Miyake's, Allow the Essay, and I was able to find this as the only alternate out there from a Middle Eastern house point of view. So considering that, it's a pretty good buy, I would say. The reason being is not a lot of option, and this is actually a very popular fragrance among people. Okay, now one of the reasons is this was released in the year 1991, so it's quite an old fragrance, so to say. So from that point of view, it's very popular as such, and it was created by Jacques Cavalier. For that time, it was a very good, refreshingly spicy, citrusy, green, herbaceous type of a fragrance with a lot of vetiver and earthy notes. Whereas, and that, as if you look at any alt house, if you look at any clone houses, you will find that this is one of the popular fragrances from a summer point of view, especially refreshingly citrusy, green, aromatic type of a fragrance. This is definitely one of them. Now, like I said, the only major difference that I find in terms of its scent profile is, of course, this is sweeter in its opening, and it doesn't have a lot of the other complexities that this particular fragrance has. So in terms of the match to OG, I would say this is about 80 to 85%. In the air, it kind of smells a little similar, but not the greatest or the best alts out there, but probably the only ones which is available there, and you can definitely consider this. Now, I also have alts from Indian houses as well, and I did try this against two, which is one from Muzna and one from Scentadelic. So I do have both of them. So from Scentadelic, I have Timeless 12, which was there, and I have from Muzna. Now, one of the things that I've noticed is the opening is sweeter on both of them. Even this and Muzna, Scentadelic and Muzna, both of them have a similar sweet opening, not the raw, citrusy, sour type of opening that you kind of get here. Okay, so that is not something that you get. You get a more sweeter opening. In terms of performance, it's probably these two last probably an hour closer or hour longer than this one. That's maybe the only case that I would say. But again, even in Scentadelic's case and Muzna's case, I would say after the 3.5 hour mark, it kind of goes softer, which is also the case with the OG as well. So the OG also is not very robust in its performance, or not a extremely potent performer as such. So from that point of view, no big difference, so to say. But the thing is the price difference, right? So this 50 ml should be on the ballpark figure of almost 1,100 rupees to 200 rupees, whereas Muzna's probably should be about 600 to 800, 850 rupees for 50 ml. Okay, so that is one thing that you will get. Of course, with the Pendora, this being about 1,500 rupees for 100 ml, probably slightly more value for money and probably a slightly better presentation point of view. That's about it. But I absolutely loved this particular fragrance, and I enjoy this fragrance. And I told you, a great layering combo with this is definitely Ganymede. So if you have Scentadelic's Timeless 12, and if you do a Ultra Instinct, a layering, it goes extremely well. One side Gani, one side Issay Miyake. Same thing with Muzna's Ganymax, and you can do this Issay Miyake as well. You will get similar performance. But you can definitely try any one of them, and I think you will definitely enjoy this particular fragrance. So yes, so if you've been looking for decent alternative of Laude Issay Perfume, especially considering the fact I think this is discontinued as of now, so it's very difficult to get the full OG of this. Especially considering that, you can definitely look at a alternate from Pendora Scents that is there. I would definitely love a much more refined, much more potent, much more better performing alt, but unfortunately we don't have that. So until then, we can consider this. This is Pendora's Eau De Blanc. You can contact us to get this on decant or on retail as well. So I'll put up the number and you can get in touch with us. Should be available in about 3 to 4 days from the time you're seeing this particular video. Over the next couple of weeks, we will be reviewing this Fragrance World's Baccarat Aqua Stella. So this is an alternative, I think, of Maison Francis's Aqua Celestia, and then of course we also have Launo, which is an alt of Forever Blue. So these two fragrances also will be reviewed along with the Viking alt that we have from Pendora as well. So all of this coming in the next few weeks time. So if you like the follow us for definitely more such videos of fragrances in budget, right? So like I said, if this has been my very quick video or review of Laude Issay's alt called as Eau De Blanc from the house of Pendora Scents. And if you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe and share. Follow us for more fragrance related content, and both of these are available in this is available in decants as well, and if you want retail, you can get in touch with us. We will also look to add this in probably next month as a decant option as well, right? So take care until another time. See you. Bye now.